What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. Imagine that. I hate to do it, but I'm going to bring a little cheese to the channel and show you guys a way to easily solo the Warship with various types of cheese. We've got the Swiss and the cheddar here, as going to be bringing them all in. Now, you are going to be required to bring an apprentice along with you. The reason being is this blockade boom sphere is going to be the second aspect of the cheese. Must have, so got to get that. Bring along your apprentice. Besides a waller and DPS, you can really take your choice. Use a monk, use a huntress, use whatever to lay down some traps, auras, towers, whatever it may be, to just keep the lanes beat down. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, the first bit of cheese is a little bit boring, and both of these are well known now. They're fully posted on the forums. The devs are aware of them. I'd imagine they're probably going to get patched here pretty quick, and that's the reason I'm bringing them to the channel, is I don't want anyone to miss out if someone is looking for a way to kill the Harbinger here. Now, of course, it's doing it in a forming a group. It's like a 5-minute ordeal, so it's always better to do that, but if you absolutely want to do it solo and are having problems doing it solo, here's an easy way to cheese your way through. Basically, all you have to do is survive the third wave. As long as you can survive the third wave, you're going to be good to go. You see, I'm setting up 3 blockades to block off the various paths. And then I'm going to hop on the trusty apprentice. And I'm going to get switched back over to this freeze sphere for now, as the Harbinger is... he can be frozen, which buys you some valuable time with the cheesing method that we're going to be showing off here today. Now, I'm trying to place these in places where they won't accidentally get tagged and destroyed. Now, of course, when the meteors start coming in Wave 3, they're all going to get blown up anyway. Wave 4, as you see, is not going to be an issue at all. So basically, I'm just putting 3 Frosties in per lane. You see, I've got them just trying to block them off. That way, there's not a whole lot out in the open to get tagged by random bits of nastiness. Once you get your Frosties all down, then we want to put 2 Frosties in up top. But, of course, it wouldn't be one of my runs if I didn't fail at jumping and jump off the side of the airship. Anyway, we're going to put some Frosties up top, as, like I said, the Harbinger can be frozen. Now, he doesn't stay frozen for long. It's not the full 6 seconds that you get with other mobs. He comes unfrozen very, very quickly. But it does buy you a couple of seconds here and there, and there's 2 places, pretty conveniently, that you can put some Frosties right up top, where he stays in range of one of them, essentially at all times. Then my Traptress is actually my best character, so I'm going to build out with that one. I tried it with my monk, and the auras, just the range of the auras make it a lot easier. As you saw there, I'm bringing along Harbinger's Fist, and just kind of playing around with the geyser as well. More for CC than anything else, but one of the keys with the Harbinger's Fist is that is unresisted damage. And we all know that the Harby has got a ridiculously insane bit of damage resistance. So, of course, any damage done by the proc from your geysers is going to be unresisted and do full damage to them. In my case, it's not that much. I think it's like 24,000 a whack that it does. I mean, it does help, but it's not significant. This little side here is really the only side I've ever really had a problem with. So I'm just going heavy on the traps here, and I'm going to throw 1 geyser in up top just to help with a little bit of CC. But I basically just want to load that side with traps to keep everything being damaged the entire time. On this lane particularly, I'm trying to spread the traps out a little bit more. I do crunch them together a bit up top, but I want to cover as wide of a path as I can, as it seems really like there's a little bit of a varying path that the AI takes as the mobs run in. Sometimes they go wide, sometimes they come a little short, and, just kind of varies a bit. And then up top, just to help out for wave 1. Or no, did I put it? No, I didn't put a geyser down. Normally I put a geyser down up top too if I have the additional DU. But we're going to go ahead and get started with cheesing method number 1, and that is, start off wave 1, burn the cannon down, blow it up while he's on it, get yourself the 8 million damage done to him, and then bail. And just run down here and hide behind these cannons. Now we're going to be using these cannons to DPS them throughout the course of the fight. Even with its full damage resistance, it does just over 240,000 damage every time a cannon hits. So just, we'll round up there and say every 4 shots it does 1 million damage. When you got 48 million damage, or 48 million health, of course every bit you can get is helpful. And while I'm down here hiding, I'm just kind of spraying around some rounds and helping my traps just to keep the lanes beat down. Doing a little bit of damage to the Harbinger in the process with this cannon, but not much, as the cannons, although they do pack quite a punch, he has to be in front of them for them to do anything. So quite a bit of the time they're absolutely useless. Now every time I get a chance, once I see the lanes get filled up with mana, I run around and grab all the green mana you can. And this is basically, even though it's not like a full cheese, it's more of a, if you're bored and have the time and are patient enough to do it, it gives you a little extra advantage. And there was talk on Reddit about people actually doing this until all of their defenses were fully upgraded, which that would take a pretty ridiculous amount of time. And really you have to find the limit of how much free green mana is essentially you're going to need to keep the waves beat down. The Harbinger itself is not really a huge problem, as long as you don't get hit by any of his projectiles there. They will one-shot you. If you're on your DPS character, they're pretty much going to one-shot you, unless it's a tank, which, obviously range DPS is kind of the easy way to go here. But then I'm just going to, as you see, I'm beating him down just a little bit with the cannons, got him down to 39 million, but basically I'm just waiting for the green mana in the lanes to build up again. It seems to cap out at right around 400 to 500 green mana. Once that drops, it will start disappearing for new mana that drops, so it's kind of worthless to do. I had a bad time this run right there on that stretch, because if you get hit by the projectiles, you're going to be dead. But if you keep moving, jump around a lot, watch where they're coming from, you can do a decent job at avoiding them. However, dodging, as you see, is not my specialty, as I die repeatedly. But I'm still able to get to the prize, and that's what really matters. Now, got safely hidden down behind the cannons again. I'm basically watching up top for my Frosties to freeze him. If the Frosties freeze him, you have a little bit of a head start. Not a very big one, but you get a small head start and it allows you to run around the map quicker. Like I said, a full lap will net you about 400 green mana. Do a little more damage to him. Of course you hide behind the one cannon to avoid the projectiles and shoot into the other, and then both cannons fire. So that's how you can just sit there and spam. Now, as you see, I got that small opportunity where he was frozen, and don't want to fight him. I want to keep running and collecting up the green mana. Now, like I said, you pick your own, the own necessary amount that you feel you need. As I mentioned again, there was talk on Reddit of people fully upgrading the traps, which I just couldn't see doing. It seems like it would take absolutely forever. But anyway, I sit here long enough to get myself a pretty nice full bar of green mana. You see I'm past the halfway point now. So I go ahead and start DPSing that far lane and firing off both these cannons in the process, which helps things out quite a bit. Smooths out the whole process. Now just adding one more person to this can make a huge difference, as one person can tank him around or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities on ways you could do this. Like I mentioned before, taking this long route is a way to get it done solo without spamming a million blockades everywhere. But it does get a little bit boring. Now I gotta get them down to just 36-1. There we go, and it starts the next wave. So basically, I'm done with that aspect of the cheesing. I collected up plenty of green mana, and that's going to allow me to go ahead and almost come close to falling off the edge again and again. But eventually, I'm going to get things settled out here, and I'm going to just get as many traps and walls upgraded as I can. Now, I try to pop multiple upgrades onto the walls just because, you know, healthy walls are happy walls. So the thicker they are, of course, the easier time you'll have holding everything else off. Now, as you see, I'm not fully upgrading everything. I'm not even getting all of the traps. I'm just trying to get a few of them squared away. I get this lane almost all the way. Geysers left, and then I'm good to go. And now I come up top and switch back over to my builder, the Traptress, and I'm going to lay down a geyser trap right in the middle, and I'm going to surround that bad boy with elemental chaos. And what this is going to do is provide a pretty consistent amount of damage to the boss when he's parked in the middle firing those meteors, which is a good bit of time. And of course, you know, the more the merrier with that. Now, starting off wave 2 here, same old thing. Just burn the cannon down, get it low. When he hops on it, you know, pop your Dracolich if you have one. If not, pop whatever. You don't even need to pop anything. It does a nice bit of damage to him. He just has to be linked to that cannon when it's destroyed to get the big hit of the, what is it? I think it's 8 million damage. Now, depending on where he decides to walk back and forth up on the platform, you can get pretty lucky with the cannons and just land lots and lots of shots. As you see, I'm having quite a bit of luck getting them burned down very, very quickly and into wave 3. So just hiding behind those cannons makes things just too damn easy. A couple more trap upgrades, another wall upgrade, and then same thing, collecting up the mana. Now, as I mentioned before, the key to this is being able to survive wave 3. Now, even if you die, it's all is not lost, as now you're to a point where your lanes, you know, can really hold up since you had all of that extra green mana from wave 1. Now, you can't do it in wave 2. I don't think so. Well, there's no point in doing it in wave 2. You want to collect up all the mana that you feel necessary in wave 1. A couple more upgrades up top just to burn the rest, and then go ahead and get wave 3 started. The key really to wave 3 is, you know, obviously don't get sucked down to the bottom. If you do, Control L is going to be your suicide. So suicide right away and get yourself back up top. But just burn him down. Now, when he starts the meteors, you want to put all the DPS on him you can, as he will stop doing the meteors after you burn him down to an extent. Now, in the process, you see I softened up the cannon just a little bit. We see Frostbite Towers going down like crazy, and they'll pretty much all be burned by the time he's done with his meteors. And he goes right over to the cannon, so I'm able to get that big hit in on him. Burning, 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 burning. Popping Dracolich and getting the shot. Now, that pet has been nerfed considerably, considering the ridiculous stacking and everything it had back when the Warship mission first became available. Now, when he goes into that meteor thing, one of the things I like to do is just go around him either clockwise, counterclockwise, it doesn't matter, and just keep moving. And for the most part, you should see the meteors fall, you know, in random places, but they will usually fall in the path that you've taken and not necessarily in any specific order. You just need to make sure that you stay on the move. Now we see I get the little crystal from the Wyvern, and it's pretty much good game from there. Once the Wyvern comes in and drops that bad boy, you pick it up, and you can pretty easily get him down to that 12 million mark, as 12 million is where he needs to be to get yourself through wave 4. Now a couple million more to go, still doing full damage, so able to just chew him up. Staying on the move and staying out of the way. All of his attacks are pretty easy to avoid. You know, obviously the meteor will one-shot you, and then his little projectile attack that he does to you in waves 1 and 2, if you're running around, that will one-shot you as well. But once you get him down to that 12 million mark, then it's on to wave 4, and pretty much the map is now completed. So we're going to sell all this stuff. Everybody already knows, you know, the strategy on how to complete the fight. Selling all that stuff, selling all this stuff. The difference is after I get all this stuff sold up, then I'm going to hop on my apprentice. We'll get that done here in just a moment. There we go. Hopping on over to the apprentice. And now you want to make sure and go ahead and change that large sphere to start with the booming. Now, basically how this works is when your wall blows up, it's going to do 25% of the damage done to it on its next explosion. Of course, its next explosion is when it blows up. Now, the Harbinger, when it spawns, of course, it's going to clear this platform. It's going to hit everything on it for 5 million with massive amounts of overkill. So the 25% damage, you know, 25% of 5 million, of course, is, 1.25 million. It's going to hit them with all those. Now, another thing I'll discuss right at the end is if you have Sandstorm. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But as you see, all my walls blow up, which in turn means the warship is now clear. And reaping the rewards. Nothing exceptional this round. Actually, I've only done this a couple times as I've been playing heavily on the PS4. But I wanted to get this out there just for people to see before it finally gets patched. Of course, we got the long delay at the end of this fight before we get our victory chest. And I think I was lucky enough to get a legendary on this one. Now, the first time I tried this was the second time I completed it. The first time I tried it, I ended up getting a really nice frosty upgrade. I think it was a pair of boots. I don't remember. It was something yummy that I got for my apprentice, and I neglect him. So the poor guy just doesn't get many of the items up close to item power 700. But got a piece here today, so that was kind of nice. Now, I mentioned Sandstorm. Sandstorm is going to be the best pet ability to use that you want active right as the Harbinger spawns in Wave 4. You see, I've got the Sandstorm on this fairy creeper mother here. It's a pet that I just leveled just high enough to get the ability, but Sandstorm helps out, so I use that one as well. And that's it for today's cheese. Thanks for watching. See ya.